Hi, I'm Michelle Masters, the creator of Money Magic, and I'm back with the second of the main reasons that people don't have money. And it's a big one. It's a foundational piece. And this is about your sense of worth. Money and worth are so intertwined. In our culture, at least in the American culture, it's not uncommon if someone wants to ask how much money somebody has, they'll say, how much is he or she worth? Those two are so conflated. And our sense of worth and our sense of deserving, they're pretty much entwined. So we will only let ourselves have what we think we deserve, and what we think we deserve will be a reflection of what we think we're worth. I was talking to a client just yesterday who was drawn to these very high-stress jobs, and I asked her what was important about that, and she said, well, I have to do that. I have to work 16 hours a day, otherwise how will I prove that I'm deserving? How will I prove my worth? And this is it's so endemic. We see this all over. People trying to increase, to barter for their sense of worth by compensating with work, with sacrifice, with struggle, to make up for what they don't intrinsically feel like they deserve. In our culture, it's not uncommon for people to justify what they have by saying, well, I worked really hard. Like, that makes it okay. Because we worked hard, then we deserve it. Or I waited a long time, I suffered, I sacrificed. The things that we do to justify to justify deserving what we have, are a whole lot of emotional and mental gymnastics that really take a toll in our life. We've all heard examples of people who got a lot of money, say they won the lottery louts, as they call them in England, and then over the course of the next year, happy for about a year, and then they typically blow their lives up in one way or another. They either lose all the money, or they end up screwing up their relationship or their health, or things go wonky. You see it all the time with athletes or celebrities or actors or performers who get a whole lot of success in a short period of time, especially if it happens young. They will often blow their lives up. People who do it later often will let themselves have a little bit more because they feel like they've suffered enough. They put in their time. Again, they're bartering their time, their life force, their energy for money, because otherwise we don't necessarily feel like we deserve it. You know, our sense of worth is pretty much in place by age 3. And then that's set. Unless you know how to change it, which is a lot of what I end up doing with people in Money Magic, we pretty much run on that sense of worth that we developed in those first few years. And then we get our life to match it. Because if the outer worth that we're accruing doesn't match our picture of our inner worth, we'll find a way to balance those out. We'll mess something up or get the money to go away, because it has to match. And almost no one has a true sense of their worth, because your true sense of worth is unimaginable. It is universally infinite, but almost no one has that experience. And so we have a very small sense of our worth, and then we live very small lives letting ourselves have just what we think we deserve. It's responsible for so much limitation and unnecessary limitation. So this is a huge piece of what we revise in Money Magic, because it's a huge piece in what limits almost everyone's experience of what they can have and what it's okay for them to have. So we've covered associations that become beliefs that filter our reality. We've covered a sense of worth. Now there's one more thing that is so huge and invisible primarily to most people. One of the biggest things that blocks us from having the life we want is almost completely invisible. And so, if for nothing else, if you stay tuned for that piece, because so many people don't realize what the invisible thing is between them and the life they want, the money they want, the love they want, the health they want. This is a big one. So, stay tuned for our next one.